Hello, everyone. I'm Justin,
And I'm Marcella.
and this is Sailor Manga, where we take a deep dive into the iconic Sailor Moon manga by Naoko Takeuchi and discuss it to our heart's content. Happy Monday, Marcella. How's it going?
It's going really well, thank you. How about you?
Going pretty good. We're recording this on Valentine's Day, so technically it's Sunday, but when the people hear this, it'll be a beautiful start of the week.
It will.
So just wanted to wish everyone happy Monday.
Happy Monday and happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day, even
Belated. No, not belated. The other one.
oh no, it's belated because
Oh, no, it is belated.
This episode will come out on March 7th. So
I've only had a sip of wine and it's already going wrong.
All right, and today we are discussing Act 5, Makoto, Sailor Jupiter. It's Marcella's girl. She's here.
Yay! Yeah, finally.
But before we get started, we have our segment on here that we call Moon News. So Marcella, do you have any Moon News for us this week?
A little bit, yes. So,
Okay. Spell it.
firstly, I'd just like to say that I am wearing, not that anybody can tell, my Sailor Jupiter top. My Sailor Jupiter top that I bought, that I treated myself to a few weeks back. Because I wanted to get those Sailor Jupiter vibes going.
Oh yeah, in celebration.
Yeah, in celebration of my girl. And then secondly, I think I've got about 3 episodes left of season 3 of the anime.
Oh, you've been pushing through.
Yeah, I have.
I love it.
So yeah, maybe 3, maybe 4, I'm not sure. So maybe if I have an early night tonight, I can have a little bit of a binge and get it finished, and then
yes, that's awesome.
On to the final season.
Oh, there's 2 more. Then... You got 2 more.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, good. Why do I think there's only 4?
Season 4, which is Super S, and then you got Sailor Stars, which is 5.
Oh, well, that's great news.
Yeah, you still got like 80 episodes or something.
Good. Oh, good. And then, and then this is just a bit, I'm a bit disgruntled because I'm still waiting for my Usagi nap blanket.
I was going to ask you if you'd gotten any update on where it's at.
No. So there's going to be an angry email sent tomorrow.
And when there has to be.
Yeah, and when I say angry, it'll probably just be me going, "Hi, sorry to bother you." But
the British angry.
Yeah, the British angry. Sorry to bother you. It's completely okay if you want to ignore me. And then, I'm still waiting for my Sailor Manga mug. So we're not twinsies yet with our drinking.
Oh my God, you still haven't gotten that either. That's so crazy.
I know.
I wonder if it's just because like you're in the UK and I'm in the US. I wonder if that makes a difference.
Yeah, you'll get yours. Yeah, because I think it's a US based company, so you'll get.
Well, that sucks. Well, I hope you get it soon.
Me too. I hope I get it before the end of the podcast.
I would hope so.
Anyway, that's fine. What about you?
Sadly, I don't think I have any Moon News this week. I'm trying to think about it. And I mean, aside from reading this chapter, I don't think that there's any. Oh, actually, I take it back. There is some Moon News.
Okay.
It's not necessarily mine. It's both of ours. Let me just pull it up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to read the full username because I don't know if this person wants to be named, but we got our first review on the podcast. I told you about it and it was super exciting. Okay. Yeah. But it's from, we'll just call this person Koala in case they don't want their full username out there. And they rated it 5 stars. So first of all, thank you, Koala. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And they said, just listen to episode 0, and it was wonderful to meet the hosts. Very engaging and entertaining. Look forward to much more Sailor Moon manga content.
Aww.
So, thanks, Koala. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Koala. And there's a lot more content to come.
Yes. I mean, I can't believe we're already on episode 5.
I know. It has gone
technically
quite quickly,
6 if you count 0. So.
Yeah, true. True.
So today we are discussing Act 5, which is titled Makoto, Sailor Jupiter. And we start this chapter with a beautiful color page of Usagi and Mamoru. And they're in the rain, and you can see the little details of the rain. There's this umbrella, and the background is perfectly green, very Sailor Jupiter.
It's a dreamy looking picture.
Very.
Green is my favorite color, so
right.
This is my
perfect for
aesthetic.
All right, so flipping the page, we start this chapter in what appears to be some sort of dream. And it's Usagi's dream. Spoiler alert. And she's like, "Where am I? I'm Usagi Tsukino, aren't I?" So this is such a deep dream that she's questioning who she fucking is. She's having an identity crisis. But she says someone is calling to me, but the fog is so thick I can't see. And then someone, a figure, is in the dream, and she said, "Who is it?" And it kind of looks like Mamoru. It's probably Mamoru because who else
Yeah.
would she dream about? But what happens? Luna wakes her up because she's a stupid cat.
God damn it, Luna.
And we get this beautiful page of Luna wrapped around a clock like it's a belt. And she's like, "Usagi, wake up. You're going to be late." And the clock says 8 o'clock. So I don't know what time school starts, but she better hop to it.
Yeah. She's late. She likes to be late, so you know.
Yeah, she's always late. And then we got this beautiful panel of Usagi yawning, and she says, "I feel like I keep having these weird dreams, but I never remember them." And then, of course, a classic manga move. We have a monologue, and she says, "I'm Usagi Tsukino, 14-year-old girl who's happiest when she's asleep."
Yes.
And relatable, right, Marcella?
Totally relatable.
So Usagi and Luna are out on the town. I guess they're heading to school, and Usagi's got this umbrella, and of course Luna's clinging on to dear life on her shoulder. And Luna says, "You could stand to have a greater sense of urgency in your life, Usagi." And Usagi says, "Sense of urgency? What's that supposed to mean?" So I love a good ditzy Usagi acting like she doesn't know who
Yeah.
she is.
Yeah.
And and Luna says, "It means you could get out of bed a little earlier." Absolutely not, Luna.
No, why? If she
For
still
what
makes it to
reason?
school, then
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
fine. Like me, for example, I used to get up. This is a side story. When I lived back in Roanoke, Virginia. Shout out to Roanoke, Virginia. Don't Google it. It's
Oh,
terrible.
Roanoke,
Anyway, um,
like American Horror Story.
yes,
The
exactly. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's where I like kind of grew up and am from, that sort of area. Anyway, back when I lived there, my shift would start at 7 o'clock, right? Seven
Yeah.
in the morning,
Yeah.
and I would roll out of bed literally at 6:58
Yeah.
because you had until 7:09 until you were late. So what I heard
Oh,
was
okay.
if I get out of bed at 6:58 and it's a 10-minute drive, I can get there at 7:08 and still not be late.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
that's what I did.
Yeah, that's
So I feel Usagi on this one.
yeah, I'm with her. I'll be like, if I woke up 5 minutes before my alarm goes off in the morning, I will attempt to go back to sleep for those 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, so then Luna is on like close in on Luna on Usagi's shoulder, and Usagi comments to herself, "You're heavy," because Usagi likes to fat shame Luna apparently.
She does, yes, standard.
And she says, "Or remember that you are a guardian of justice and be more aware of the kind of danger that you're up against." And in the monologue, Usagi says, "This is Luna, the talking cat. She's a big, stupid warrior, and she can't mind her own business." Classic Usagi.
Yeah.
And then in this little side panel, she says, "You're getting fat, Luna." The fat shaming continues.
I know, it's disgraceful.
Usagi. Like, so you've seen the anime. So honestly, what this panel is telling me is that Luna was justified when she, in the very, very first season of Sailor Moon, I think it's episode 3 or 4,
Yes.
where Luna draws Usagi. She's like, "You're gonna get fat," and she draws Usagi as a really big. This is telling me it's justified because Usagi
Yeah.
started it.
Yeah, she did.
So
No, I
anyway,
forgot about that episode. I love that episode.
yeah, it's a good one. Not a great, message for young girls, but the comedic style in this sense, since Usagi started it in the manga, we'll let it slide.
Exactly.
So then we get Luna remembering when Tuxedo Mask was like, "Maybe I'm against you." It's still ringing in her head. She's still thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then she's also thinking about how Tuxedo Mask kissed an unconscious Usagi, which, that's fair. That's fair. That's a little worrisome.
Yeah, that is. That
Unconscious
is.
kisses are not consensual.
No.
But Luna says, for example, take Tuxedo Mask. We still don't really know who he is. You could maybe try not to get too close to him. And then Usagi's like, but Luna, he just shows up. What am I supposed to do about it?
Yeah, he does
And
just
then
show up.
Usagi, he does. And as we saw in the last chapter, multiple times.
Yeah.
Leave, come back, leave, come back. It's like, bitch, pick one. Anyway, Usagi is pondering on Tuxedo Mask, and she says, something must be wrong with me. Just hearing his name makes my heart pound. It's weird. His warm hands, his arms around me, they feel so familiar. Like I've known him for a long, long time.
Oh.
And, here's your moment, Marcella. It's coming up. Usagi is so, in her daydreaming about Tuxedo Mask that she doesn't see that a car is about to literally flatten her as she crosses the street.
And Luna.
And Luna at the last second is like, yeah, and Luna. And she's screaming Usagi. And then we get a woman jumps in front of the car, sweeps Usagi off her feet, and saves her from getting hit by the car.
What a freaking boss.
Yeah, and in this panel, like, she doesn't just, like, oh, I tackled her. She literally puts her over her shoulder and hikes her away from the road.
Yeah.
Like, she full on football teams that shit.
Yeah.
This girl is a quarterback, okay?
She is.
So then the girl puts Usagi down, and we get a close-up of her face and says, careful, you could get hurt.
In that panel where she's putting her down as well, she's so tall.
So much taller than Usagi.
And that's another thing I was always envious of, because I'm 5'2".
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm a little ditty.
Marcella, I'm literally a foot taller than you.
Oh, really?
I'm like in between 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, I'm 5'2".
Oh my god, that's so crazy.
Tiny little bunny.
You really are Usagi.
So yeah, I always wanted Sailor Jupiter's my favorite, because I want to be her. I want to be tall.
What I think is funny is I think Usagi is canonically she's 4'11". And
really?
Yeah, I think so. And I think Makoto's 5'6".
Oh, okay.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Hold on 1 second. This will be our one Google in the podcast. Okay, Juban Middle School. Yeah, Makoto's 5'6". Yep, that is fact. And then Usagi. There's Usagi's name.
So if I wear heels, I can be the same height as her.
Yeah, you can be Makoto. She is. Where is it? Oh, yep, 4'11". I was right.
Oh, so cute.
Okay, so there we go. So you're not much taller than Usagi, and you're also not that much shorter than Makoto, so it's all good.
Yeah, in between.
You can get your heels and have your Makoto moment.
I can.
Okay, so Usagi responds to this. You can and you will and you should. Usagi says, yes, ma'am, very panikedly. And she's looking at the girl and she says, rose-shaped earrings. And she smells nice too. And then I love this drawing of Makoto. We don't know she's Makoto at this moment, but But we see her uniform and it's wispy because the wind is blowing and the rain is pouring down. And I just love the little like rain droplets against her skin.
It's a moment.
Yeah, it is a moment in time, a Makoto moment. So then we cut to Juban Middle School, as always, and we have Usagi's, I use this term loosely, friends around, and they're all gawking at Naru, and it's this picture of Naru in a wedding dress, and everyone's like, ooh, Naru, it's beautiful, you look amazing in that dress. And I love this little picture of Naru with her tongue out, and she's like, she's like, hee, my cousin's getting married. And there's this bridal shop, the one right at the entrance to the shopping district. They do fittings, so I went ahead and tried one on. And Nameless girl, I don't know her name, we're just going to go with Nameless, says, lucky. So, yeah, rando. So when's the wedding? And Usagi says, I've never seen a real life wedding before. I want to go. But then we got somber Naru. She looks real somber. And she's like, yeah, about that. And so Naru explains, and they're all reacting. They said, what? Your cousin's fiance is missing? And the bride-to-be is laid up in bed. And she's like, yeah, her fiance is a really busy guy, so he was always out late. I don't know what happened. I was just as surprised as anybody. So methinks the Dark Kingdom might be behind this.
Yeah, either that or I'm getting some red flags from this guy.
Yeah, some red flags. So then they're still talking. They're like, "Oh, so that's why you went to the dress fitting. That's awful." And then someone else says, it's not really clear who's talking, it's just speech bubbles. But someone else says, "But they say that June brides have the happiest marriages."
I got
Which,
married in June.
did you really?
Yeah, I've just realized. Yeah.
Oh wow. See, we're setting our date for October, so
Oh, yes.
oh,
That's
by the way, this doesn't have anything to do with Sailor Manga, but we can keep this in just as a little tidbit. Alan and I finally found a venue,
Yay.
so that's super exciting.
Was the one that you showed me.
Not the first one I showed you, but the
The
second one I
second.
showed you. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Mhm, mhm.
It's beautiful.
I know. I'm super excited. We're supposed to be getting the contract this weekend. So fingers
Fantastic.
crossed.
So
Anyway, back to
excited for
Sailor
you
Moon.
guys.
It is exciting. I'm excited. So anyway, someone else is saying, "Wow, really? That's so romantic. Sounds wonderful." And then the panel of all three girls that say, I want to be a bride. And
Slow
then
down, girls, this time.
yes, slow down. You're only 14. Like, let's give it
Yeah.
10 to 20 years. Calm down.
Yeah, 20, 30 years, maybe 40.
Yeah. So then I think someone bumps into Usagi. Is that what's happening? Or Usagi trips? Something like that. It's not really clear. But who walks by but the girl who saved Usagi earlier? And she says, "Careful there." And the girls are, gawking at her because she's like standing around or whatever. And Naru
Mm.
says, "Whoo, that scared me. Who was that?" And Usagi's thinking to herself, "Hey, I saw her this morning."
Yeah.
And Rando says, "She's so tall and intimidating." Which, I mean, calm down. I think you're just jealous, Rando. So
Yeah, she's jealous.
sit in the corner and think about yourself, bitch. Anyway. Then a teacher comes up and he's like, "Hey, new girl, why aren't you wearing the uniform we issued you?" And she's
He's
like, "Oh,
angry. Look at his
very
face.
angry." He has one
Slowly.
long unibrow, too.
Yeah.
A scribble of a unibrow. We don't like it. We don't stand. Um, but she's like, "Oh, it didn't fit. It was too small." Because remember, she's 5'6". She's a giant.
Yeah.
In Japan standards, anyway.
Yeah.
And then he's shaking his fist at her and he says, "And what have you done to your hair?" And I
That's
love this panel because he's so much shorter than her. And she's
he's
pointing at herself.
pissed.
He's pissed.
Look at his
And
face.
and he's got
That's
like
a
the
that
gripped
level
teeth
of rage
marks.
is yeah, that level of
Yeah,
rage is unnecessary.
seriously.
And her
And
hair looks amazing. I love ponytail.
I love a ponytail moment too. And she says, "It's naturally wavy, sensei." And then, as always, Umuno pops in.
Oh my god.
Take a shot every time Umino pops in.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah, take a shot of wine. So he says, "She just transferred into class 6 today. She's supposed to have superhuman strength, and rumor has it she got kicked out of her last school for fighting."
Ooh.
And Usagi's like, "Wow, Umino. Umino with the
Umino.
T."
Umino just he just knows it, doesn't he? He's the
Yeah,
go-to for the
apparently.
gossip. Gossip go-to.
He's the gossip guru.
Yeah.
So then it's lunchtime, and Naru is asking Usagi, "Where do you want to eat lunch?" And Usagi says, "Well, it stopped raining, so let's eat out in the courtyard. See you there." So Usagi's making her way out to the courtyard, and who does she spot? But of course, the new girl eating lunch alone.
Oh.
I know, so sad. And Usagi's thinking to herself, "Someone beat me to our spot, and it's the super strong transfer student." So then Usagi's hiding behind a tree, and she's just kind of looking at her, and she observes her lunch. Like she's really close. She's close enough to look at her lunch. And she
Yeah.
says, "Ooh, her lunch is so cute. It looks yummy too." And it really fucking does. Like the
The
detail,
presentation.
yeah, the detail that went into drawing this lunch. Naoko wanted you to feel hungry, and bitch, I'm hungry. Goal
I'm
accomplished.
hungry now. I've just had dinner and I'm hungry now.
Yeah. And she says Usagi's thinking, and the pouch she brought in is adorable, and it's got like flowers on it and cute little
Yeah.
bows. It is really cute.
Mm.
And this was mentioned in one of the earlier panels, but there's a baseball game going in the background, I guess. I'm gonna assume it's baseball. I'm not hip with the sports.
Me either.
But
It's something
someone
with a
yells,
ball. Something with a ball in.
yeah, a ball and a team. That's all I can tell you. Someone screams, "There it goes into the outfield." Oh, a home run, so it must be baseball.
Oh.
So the ball goes flying, and of course it's heading for the girls.
Mm.
And the new girl gasps, so I'll gasp for her. There we go. Ooh, that was good. That was good. She catches the ball right before it hits Usagi, and she throws it back at them like super, super far. She said, "Watch it, you could hurt somebody." And I love this panel. He's like, "Yipe!" Because the ball is gone. She threw that shit as hard as she could.
Yeah.
So then the new girl's looking at Usagi and she's like, "Oh, I ran into you this morning. You really need to pay more attention to your surroundings." Which I love that someone is finally calling Usagi out on her shit that she doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, fair.
Other than Luna, because Luna doesn't count.
Well, yeah, Luna does it a lot, but we're just like, yeah, whatever, Luna.
Yeah, shut up, Luna.
But I'm listening
So
to Makoto.
I'm listening to the new girl. Yeah. So Usagi's like, yeah. And she has a thought bubble that's like, she could snap Umino like a twig. And I love that that's her thought process.
And she should.
As she should, yeah, agreed. So Usagi's looking at her lunch as the new girl is eating. She's like, anyway, that I'm gonna butcher this. That taikikomi, sure. That
Yeah,
taikikomi rice ball looks so good. Slurp.
it does look good.
It does look really good, yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
then the new girl
Google. I know we
says,
said we only did one Google, but I just want to Google these rice balls
"Do it."
just while you're doing your narration.
So the new girl is like, "Would you like some?" And Usagi is like, "What?" And I love this part because she's like, "Oh no, I'm not much of an eater. Bitch, that is the biggest bowl of lies I've ever been served in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usagi, not an
Bullshit,
eater?
bullshit
Are you
button.
kidding me? Yeah, that's the
Bullshit
bullshit button moment.
button. Oh, I found them and they do look
Mm-hmm.
delicious.
Should I look them up as
Oh,
well?
yeah, they look good.
Taikikomi, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Oh, there's one that's been made here with brown rice and red beans. That looks
Yum. Oh,
delicious.
these do look really good. I'm a bitch for rice, so
Oh, me too. I'm all over that. All over the
oh my
rice.
god, these look so good. I'm gonna type in balls because they kind of look like balls, like little triangle sort of shapes. Oh my god, they have it. This looks just
It's
like it.
good, huh?
Oh my god, I'm so hungry.
Me too.
Okay,
I just ate, but I'm hungry. Right.
all right, I gotta get off of this because there's
Yeah.
more Sailor Moon to be had. Okay. Anyway. So Usagi's like, I'm really glad you came here. For some reason, everyone's too scared. Oh, nope, nope. I take that back. This is the new girl. She says, I'm really glad you came here, Usagi. For some reason, everyone's too scared to talk to me. I live on my own, and I was wondering if there are any cheap grocery stores around here. But Usagi's only paying attention to the fact that she was given full reign to eat. So she's eaten.
She's chowing down.
She is chowing the fuck down, so much so that the new girl's like, are you listening? And she goes, and while I'm asking, I wanted to know what else is around here. Like, is there an arcade? And Usagi's like,
There
bitch, I definitely recommend an arcade. And then this little thing next to her face that says, I really don't eat much. Bitch, that is a fucking lie. We just saw you go to fucking town.
She just ate her entire lunch.
Literally.
Yeah.
But Usagi lit up at that because, she's a big gamer girl. So we cut to the Crown Game Center, and the new girl is killing this game, killing it, because Usagi says, wow, you're so good. So that's how you beat that guy. And she mentions you can make Sailor V transform. And it's this cool panel of Sailor V is in like a dress and she's got a harp. And there's like this snake looking monster lizard bitch who's trying to hurt Sailor V in the game. And the new girl says, yeah, you distract it with the harp, and that's your chance. And then we get this panel of Sailor V kicking the shit out of the lizard snake man. Sailor V kick, as we saw from the very first
Sailor
chapter.
V kick, yeah.
And love a Sailor V kick. And she says, you take it out with one killer move. That's one way to win in a fight. And then we get Ami, who's carrying Luna, who looks very distressed in this position that Ami has her in, which I love.
Yeah.
And then the game attendant guy, also known as Makoto.
Lurking again in the background.
Of course. And Ami says, oh, Usagi, you're already here. But it kind of looks like Luna's saying that. One of them is saying it.
Yeah.
And Usagi's like, Ami. And then a gasp from Ami, who's thinking to herself, wow, she's good. I guess she'd have to be this far in the Sailor V game. So you got competition, bitch. Because
Yeah.
as we saw, Ami has the highest score in the Sailor V game.
Not for much longer.
Not for much longer, bitch. So the game attendant guy is like, is she a friend of yours, Usagi? From another school? And the new girl whips her head around and looks at him. She's like, I just transferred from to Juban Middle School, class 2-6. Makoto Kino, nice to meet you. So we get her official introduction as Makoto Kino.
I love
Love.
that Usagi didn't. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
That we've only just now learned her name, whereas Usagi spent a little bit of time with her, but she was too busy eating
her lunch to learn her name.
out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, priorities.
I just love that. I just love the introduction to the characters so much. Like it's such a highlight every time we meet a character and like learn their name and everything. And I just love a Makoto moment.
Yeah.
So then, speaking of moments, we get to meet the name, even though we've already said it a million times, of the game attendant. And he says, oh, I'm Motoki Furuhata. And then he thinks to himself, I hate this. Motoki, calm down. But he says, man, all your friends are gorgeous, Usagi. They're 14. They're Motoki, they're 14.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need you to reel it back a little bit.
Yeah.
And calm down. And real quick, I know that we've already Googled several things in this episode, but just for sake of balance, I want to look up Motoki. What is his age according to
I feel like we
the
need
manga?
To know. Because we could be judging him
that.
unnecessarily. What is he, 50?
Oh God, he's not 50. It's not quite that bad. It says 1920.
Oh.
Ooh, I hate it.
You need to be looking at girls your own age, dude.
Oh God. Okay, well now we know Motoki's like 19. We'll say 19.
Now we know he's a
since that's
massive
the younger
creeper.
of the two ages. Oh man, that makes me really sad. Anyway. He says, hey, I didn't know, or no, Usagi says, hey, I didn't know that was your name, so tell me, what do people call you? And he says, I answer to Furu at college. You can call me that too. I will not be calling him Furu. I will be calling him Motoki.
Yeah.
So that's just how that's gonna go.
And I'll be calling the police.
Oh my God. I was not prepared for that. Shit. Oh God. Damn it. The way you took that out of me. Holy shit.
Sorry.
Oh God. That was great. Shit. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep it together. Whew. Okay. Oh God. Okay, so Usagi says, Furu, that's kind of cute. In that case, Makoto, I'll have to call you Mako. The really strong Master Chef Mako.
Yeah.
So I'll probably end up calling Makoto exclusively Mako. If it's good enough for Usagi, it's good enough for me.
Yeah, same.
So I'm still reeling from the police. Oh my God, that was gold. Okay. Whew. Okay, shit. I just need to laugh one more time about it.
Go for it. I'll be
holy shit. Oh God. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. That took me out. Okay. All right. So Ami and Luna are, seeing this whole interaction, and Ami says, Usagi knows no fear. And Luna says, and she'll flirt with anybody. What happened to Tuxedo Mask? It's like, bitch, she's multifaceted. Let her have her moments, even though I do agree she should not be crushing on Motoki if he's 19.
Yeah.
Or, well, rather, he shouldn't be crushing on any of them.
Yeah.
But, calling the police.
It was the... It was the 90s.
It was a different time. So Ami's like, oh, by the way, I heard a strange rumor on my way here. You all know the big bridal shop at the entrance to the shopping district. And Usagi's like, oh yeah, Nari went there the other day. And we get this glimpse of this massive bridal shop that's also looks like it's 4 stories, just like Osa P jewelry store.
Yeah.
And it's got this like mannequin of this bride, like that sort of hangs on the building somewhere.
Yeah, over the door, over the entranceway.
Yeah, over the entrance, yeah, for sure. And they're explaining it has that mannequin on the balcony. She looks like she could float down any minute. It's so beautiful. And Mako says, I'd love to be a bride. And she's sort of getting whisked away and thinking about being a bride. And there's this little dream lettering next to her. And Usagi catches Mako daydreaming, and Mako's like, and she's like, shit. And then I think these are some bystanders, maybe, that say that's the one. And they say that's the cursed bridal shop. That's right. It's haunted by a ghost bride.
Oh, yeah. I love a ghost story.
Yeah, same. And a ghost bride, that's everything. Yeah. I'm getting very Corpse Bride vibes.
Yes.
Love that movie. So the group is like a ghost, and we get further explanation that the mannequin from the balcony wanders the streets late at night and seduces any man who walks by. So maybe that Naru's cousin's fiance didn't just, get cold feet or something. Maybe he got swept away by the ghost bride.
Yeah.
And then we get anyone who buys a dress at that shop will be cursed by the ghost bride and doomed to a life of misery.
Oh, no.
And I'm not sure who was saying this, but it says, what? So much for going to that shop when I get engaged. I'm assuming that's Usagi. That just seems like an Usagi thing to say.
Yeah, that does seem like an Usagi thing.
All right, so we get a little break from the ghost bride in the arcade, and we cut to Hikawa Shrine with Rei. And I love this
beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. She looks so beautiful, and she's feeding Phobos and Deimos, her crows. Are they crows or ravens? Am I going to have to look this up too?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to.
Phobos and Deimos manga. I always have the wiki pulled up just in case we got to Google shit. They are her guardian crows. Okay, so they're crows.
Okay. Oh, it's a shame they're not ravens. Right. Ravens seem cooler.
I know.
Part of the same family, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So she says, there you go. Eat up Phobos and Deimos. And then her grandpa pops in. This is the first appearance of Rei's grandpa. He's been mentioned before that he runs the shrine, but we get his first introduction. He's like, Rei, your friends are here. My, aren't you lovely little ladies? What do you say? How about a job here as part-time priestesses? It's like, okay, obviously he's friends with Motoki. We're calling the police.
They're part of the same grooming ring.
Grooming ring! God. Yeah, apparently. So Rei's like, Grandpa, honestly. And Ami, Usagi, and the new girl are here. And Usagi's like, oh, go on, me? Lovely. He's 60, Usagi. Maybe calm down.
Yeah.
Like, let's not perpetuate that.
You don't have to take
she just
all
loves
the
to be called
compliments
young
from
and beautiful.
everybody. She does.
Right. So Rei looks at the new girl and she gasps. I'm not sure why, but she sees her and she's like, maybe her priestess abilities are kicking in. And she's like, but more on that later. So they're catching Rei up with what's going on. A cursed bridal shop and a ghost bride that is suspicious.
Suspicious and coincidental.
And Ami says that
considering.
Yeah, the fuel that drives Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And Ami says that missing fiance, do you think he was taken by the ghost bride? And Rei says, if he was, then it's his own fault for letting himself be charmed by a ghost. And I love this because it says blunt next to her.
Yeah.
And Usagi says, come on, Rei. And Rei says, I just don't trust men. And you know what? Rei 2024, run for office, Rei, because I love it. I just don't trust men.
Huge respect for you, Rei.
That's a platform I can get behind. So the new girl says, this sounds complicated. I'm just going to go home. And she literally dips. She literally dips. And Rei is like, Luna. And Luna says, I know. And Rei's looking very, very serious. She says, our team may be assembled sooner than we think. So she's getting Guardian vibes from her, I guess.
Yeah, she is. And Luna's like, I just love the I know from Luna.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there was no question. It was like, Luna, I know. So Usagi is walking home, right? That's what I think is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says, or she overhears someone who says, hey, did you hear someone in class 1 says he saw the ghost bride? And they say, really? And he says, yeah, he said he saw her taking one of her victims away. And he goes, whoa. That's so crazy, man. Ooh, I hate that. Ooh. Anyway. So Usagi and Luna are together and they're like, or Luna says, we should check it out. Cut to nighttime. because we see Tokyo Tower draped in stars. Very,
beautiful, beautiful
yeah.
shot.
And then the
Drawing,
bridal
rather.
shop at night. And then the mannequin that was mentioned, the Ghost Bride mannequin, its eyes flash. They glint very sinisterly, and she falls from the balcony and touches down on the road. And who happens to be walking by but good old perv himself, Motoki?
Yeah.
And he said, or he's walking by one of his friends or whatever, and they say, "Good work today, Furu." His name is Motoki. And he says goodnight. And Motoki is walking down, and he sees a bride walking in the road. And she says, "Come, look into my eyes, give me your heart, and then give me your energy."
Uh-oh, energy.
Energy.
We know what
Quiet
this
on set,
means.
energy.
Energy. We know what this means.
Yep, the Dark Kingdom is behind this. So we cut back to the game center, or is it just a random vending machine?
I was going to say, because didn't they just close up shop?
Yeah, true. They just closed up shop. So maybe this is just a random vending machine that Mako is at. And she's like, "Man, it's late." But she's, she got to get her cola. So
Yeah,
she gets a cola and she notices someone behind her, and it's Motoki,
naturally.
whose eyes are very glazed over, and there's like no detail in his eyes anymore, which is a sign if you've been paying attention and following along. He says, "Hey there, Mako, I've been waiting for you." And she's like, For me?" And he says, "Look into my eyes, I love you." I'm calling the police. So who happens to walk by this interaction but Mamoru?
Oh.
He overhears "come to me," which, get out of
Yeah,
here.
just no.
And Mamoru is like, "What the fuck?" And he sees Motoki with Mako, and he's like, "That's..." So he recognizes them. And next thing we know, we cut to Usagi sleeping. So,
Yeah.
so instead of dealing with it himself, I don't know, maybe calling the police
Yeah.
or doing something, uh, Usagi wakes up to find Tuxedo Mask on her windowsill.
What does he actually do anything at this stage?
Apparently not. Apparently not, because
But
Usagi
he
sees.
needs to get a woman to deal with it, clearly.
I mean, honestly, I will give him that. Women do it better. So the fact
Yeah.
that he didn't do something and he went to get a strong woman to do it, that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Usagi wakes up and she's like, "Am I dreaming? It's Tuxedo Mask." And Luna starts to wake up and she's like, "Huh?" And then next thing
I
that she
love
knows,
Luna's.
she sees Huh?
I just love Luna's cute little curled up sleeping
Yeah,
body.
she's curled up and she's got like one eye open. It is very cute. And her little cat beans.
I know, she's looking very Judith in this picture.
Oh, you know what? She kind of is. It's so cute. Oh, Judith. Shout out to Judith.
Shout out to Judith, my little beans.
So next thing Luna knows, she sees Usagi chasing after Tuxedo Mask out of the house. And she's like, "Usagi." So Luna runs over to the communicator and she's like, "Ami, Ray, wake up. Usagi just ran off with Tuxedo Mask. Bitches, we gotta go." Okay, so we cut to Usagi running after Tuxedo Mask, and she's thinking to herself, "Tuxedo Mask, where are you going? Where are you taking me?" And then she rounds the corner, and who does she see but Motoki and Mako? And I love this. She just met, or just learned Motoki's name, and she calls him Arcade Guy in her head.
Yeah.
So she's like, "I don't give two shits. You're Arcade Guy." So she's like, "Arcade Guy? Mako? What's that light?" So there's some sort of sinister light surrounding Motoki and Mako.
Yeah.
And then Ray, Usagi, nope, not Usagi. Ray, Ami, and Luna run up after them, and they're like, "Usagi," and they all see that it's the Ghost Bride, and she looks very sinister
She does.
as Motoki is touching Mako's face. Disgusting.
I hope that's her face. My God.
I know, right? I didn't even think about that.
I didn't until now.
Jesus.
But, you know.
Oh my god, where are the police? Where are they? We need the police. Okay, so Usagi pulls out her transformation pen and she says, "Luna, the enemy's got my friends. I have to help them." And we don't see, at first, we don't see who Usagi turns into, but we're going to have a moment talking about it in just a second.
We are.
Because the Ghost Bride says, "Heh, give me more energy. Then I can stuff your body into a mannequin and offer you up to our supreme ruler as a living sacrifice."
Mhm.
And I'm not exactly sure, maybe you can help me. What's exactly going on in this panel next to it where it shows the ghost bride and all these different silhouettes? I'm not sure what's going on there.
I don't know. Are
What's
they?
that trying
Is
to
it like?
tell us?
Are they inside of her? Like she's controlling them, and they're just kind of like because they look like they're sleeping, don't they? So she's got complete.
Yeah, maybe it's the other mannequins at the bridal shop are actually
Oh,
have the souls
yes,
of other people. Oh, it's the
yes,
men.
that's
It's the
exactly.
because
Yeah,
that's the cousin that Naru's talking about.
that's exactly what it is. It's the mannequins, and
Okay.
they're inside. Their
They're
bodies
inside the
have been
mannequins.
stuffed
Yeah.
into a
Okay.
mannequin.
We just had
Mm,
to talk it out to figure it out.
yeah.
So then we hear, "Hello there, my lovely bride." And I love it because you don't really know who this man is. He's in a beautiful tuxedo, he's got some gloves, and he says, "Your groom is here for you. Won't you join me for our wedding?" In hell. And there's this little icon of a bunny with a bow tie. This is Usagi.
Yeah,
Usagi transformed into a groom, and I
yeah,
fucking love it.
me too.
And or he's got this like rose lapel on him. It looks really cute. But the ghost bride is not fooled. She says, "Who are you?" And Usagi, as the man, says, "Moon prism power, make up," and she transforms instantly.
Yeah,
So I'm not really sure why she transformed into a groom. I think just to
yeah,
distract him
yeah,
or distract the ghost bride. But
yeah,
then we get this lovely silhouette of the three guardians. I want to note that Usagi has her mask back on,
yeah.
and she says, "I will not stand by and let you use the sacred image of a blushing bride and the echo and the echo of whispered sweet nothings for your own evil ends." And then we cut to this is a beautiful moment because each Sailor Guardian gets like a monologue
Yeah.
that they're spouting at the enemy. And Usagi rips off her mask for whatever reason. And she says, "I am the guardian of love and justice. I am the pretty sailor suited soldier. I am Sailor Moon. And in the name of the moon, I'll punish you."
Punish you.
And then we get Sailor Mercury, who says, "I am the
Yeah.
guardian of water and intellect. I am Sailor Mercury. Wisdom should be used to help the world and those who live in it. Prepare for a deluge," I think is how you say that word, "of Mercury
Ooh,
power to cool your head. I'll punish you." And then, of
nice.
course, we got Ray. And just to note, on her
Looking like a
skirt,
boss.
yeah, on her skirt, she has this like little brooch looking thing, which is only in the manga and Crystal. It's not in the original anime, but she has like a little bead
Hmm.
or a little brooch on her skirt. Anyway, I got to point out the fashion moment.
Yes.
So Ray says, "I am the guardian of flame and passion. I am Sailor Mars. I'll teach you not to underestimate the power of a woman. My Mars power will
Oh,
incinerate
yeah.
you.
Oh,
In my
yeah.
chic high heels, I'll punish you." And
Love it.
so then we cut back to Mako, and she's like, "You were controlling him? You tricked me?" Talking about
Oh,
Motoki. I know, poor
don't
Mako.
worry. Don't worry, my baby.
And she says, "He doesn't really love me. Damn it, And then we get the Jupiter symbol on her forehead.
Yeah.
And she lifts up the ghost bride. I mean, literally lifts her up and says,
Uh-huh.
"I'll show you the true force of a girl's pure heart." And
Looking a
she
bust
yeets that
as
bitch.
she freaking does. She yeets the shit out of her.
She takes that ghost bride and she yeets the fuck out of her.
Oh, I love it. Love
I
to see
love
it.
it. The Makoto moment is strong. I love it.
Mm.
So Luna pops in. She's got a transformation pin in her mouth, and she's like,
I thought
"That's."
she had a knife in her mouth. I was like, ooh, like a switchblade or something. I was like,
Luna was like, the police aren't coming to take care of Motoki. I've got a knife. I'll take care of it myself." So then we get more Jupiter symbols, and they're calling after Mako, and she transforms into a Sailor Guardian. Now, I gotta talk about her sailor outfit because it's a little different from the other girls.
yeah.
First and foremost, she has like this rose belt around her skirt.
Yes.
Iconic. I absolutely love
Mm,
it. And where all the other girls, I mean, Ray has high heels instead of like long knee-high boots like Mercury and
yeah.
Moon, but she has like ankle boots and they're super
Mm,
chic and they got
very
lace
cute.
up the top, they got lace up the fronts of them. Iconic. I love her
I'd
boots.
I'd go for those boots
Oh
over
yeah,
the
same.
other.
So Usagi's looking on in shock and she says she transformed. She's one of us. And we see the ghost bride is all she is like a bunch of or she's just the dress. There's no ghost bride anymore. The dress is just on the ground. And then we hear from atop a building, that was only my shadow. Your real opponent is over here. It's Nephrite.
Ugh.
Nephrite's here to ruin the day.
Yeah. Look at his hair, though, flowing.
Yeah, flowing in the wind, honey. So Sailor Jupiter's not having any of this. And she says she uses an attack, her first attack, and she says Flower Hurricane, which also is not really in the anime, the original anime. Um, so a fluster of petals are going around, and he's like, huh? A blinding technique. And filling into her role, Mako just knows what she needs to do. She says, Jupiter, my protector, raise a storm, let your lightning crash down.
Yeah, bitch.
And I know, yes, bitch, work. An antenna rises out of her tiara. And she says Jupiter Thunderbolt, and she throws lightning from her hands, the most badass power ever.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this tops everything.
This is everything. This is better than Ray incinerating Jadeite.
And that was good.
And that was good, but this is great.
This is great.
Yeah, I love the way that Naoko drew the lightning. Like it looks like ink spills almost.
Yeah.
It just looks so cool. And so all this lightning goes hurtling toward Nephrite. He's screaming in agony, and he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
He's been neutralized, vaporized, if you will. He's fucking gone. So then we cut to the Dark Kingdom, and Zoocyte is they have ways to look in the crystal balls and stuff of what's going on.
Yeah.
And Zoocyte's like yelling after Nephrite, no, Nephrite! And then we get this long, white-haired person who we haven't seen before.
No.
Who says, Zoocyte, you're going to have to use your head if you don't want to end up like he did. And if you don't want to mar the proud name of the 4 heavenly kings. So we've been hearing this 4 heavenly kings.
Yeah.
And presumably this is the last of them.
Yes.
Zoocyte names him Kunzite. So this is the last of the 4 heavenly kings of Queen Beryl's henchmen. This is Kunzite with the long flowing hair. In the 90s anime, he was called Malachite.
Malachite.
So I'm a little partial to calling him Malachite. That's like one of the things I'm still gripping with is calling him Kunzite instead of Malachite.
I prefer Malachite.
I do too. I think it just sounds cooler.
Yeah, it does.
All right, so then we cut to swirling energy, so we know it's Queen Beryl.
Yeah.
And I wanted to note this when we recorded, because ... TCH. So that could be like a little tick noise, but I like to think that she was saying bitch and they cut her off. So we're just going to go with bitch, curse you, Sailor Moon. Are you determined to block us at every turn? And then we get this panel of a close-up of Beryl's face, and I love just the detail in her eyes. You can tell she's fucking pissed.
Yeah.
And her long, long angular fingers are so talon-like, hovering above this ball. It looks really cool. She says, Beryl's the best. She says, if only I had the mystical silver crystal, then I wouldn't have to put up with this maddening energy collecting nonsense. We must find that silver crystal, and quickly. So, cutting back to the girls, Mako's a little hurt, I guess from exerting all her energy or something. I'm not really sure why she's hurt, but she's like slumped down on the ground. And Usaki's like, Mako. And then, of course, for no reason, Tuxedo Mask is just like, whoosh, my cape, it's here. Stupid. But Luna's like, she gasps for whatever fucking reason. Yeah. You need to teach Judith to gasp so she can play the part of Luna.
Yeah, I'll get on it.
So he runs away after looking at Luna, and Luna's just thinking,
having done nothing.
After doing nothing. Luna's thinking, Tuxedo Mask, did he deliberately lead Usagi here to help? Just who is he? And once again, she's so fixated on this. She thinks about him saying, maybe I'm against you once again.
Yeah.
So Motoki wakes up. Maybe he shouldn't have, honey. Maybe he shouldn't have woken up. But he wakes up and he's like, huh? What was I doing?
Yeah,
and Mako, I know, we don't want to know. Mako's crying. And she's like, it's just, I had a crush on a boy at my old school, but he broke my heart. It was too painful to keep going there. And then I met Motoki at the arcade. He kind of looked like the guy from my old school. And then the guys that were trapped inside the bridal mannequins are escaped, and they're like hugging these mannequins. They're like, huh? What's going on? What are these mannequins doing here? So that's further explanation that they were like stuck inside the mannequins.
Yeah.
So I keep wanting to call her Mako, is further explaining, but what really made me decide to transfer is that I felt like there was somewhere I had to go. I followed the wind and it brought me here. Someone whispered to me that there was something waiting for me here, something much, much more important than love or romance.
Oh, yes.
And Rhea's looking on, and she's like, you know what? I approve, because men ain't shit. But she says, exactly. You don't have time to sit around crying over some man.
Oh, I love Ray.
I love her too, so much. Usagi says, we're a team, and of course, you're a part of it. And Ami says, you have the protection of the planet of storms. Yeah, Luna's so happy. She's just like, yeah. As the guardian of thunder and courage, Sailor Jupiter. And Mako's like, Sailor Jupiter, of course. That's who I was. I have a mission, a role to fulfill. And Usagi's like, bitch, what? So she turns to Luna and she's like, Luna? And Luna, like a light comes out of Luna, a light touches Luna. There's a beam of light. And suddenly there's this crescent moon wand on the ground before Luna's feet. And she says, Sailor Moon, we have assembled 4 guardians now. You must be their leader. You must protect the mystical silver crystal and the moon princess. And that is how we end this act.
With Luna giving a tiny little
wand.
Bit more detail.
Yeah, so we still don't know what's going on.
We still don't know what this damn crystal is.
We really don't. And yep, so that's the end of the chapter. Marcella, as always, what was your favorite part?
Any part with Sailor Jupiter.
Sailor Jupiter. Mm-hmm.
Just, as standard. But I've got to admit, I loved, as much as I obviously love our introduction to our girl, Mako, I loved Ray's energy throughout this.
Oh my god, yes.
Because she was just spitting facts.
She was like, men ain't shit, men ain't ever gonna be shit, and I ain't ever gonna deal with men shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and then obviously just the Ghost Bride. I love a ghost story. Who doesn't love a ghost story?
And I really wish they had sort of, because maybe you can remember, I don't remember that they animated the Ghost Bride for Mako's episode. It was more, I remember them doing, her introduction. I think it's episode 27 or something. But I don't think it had anything to do with the Ghost Bride.
No, it didn't.
So I wish that they would have animated that. That would have been a really cool touch.
That would have been a cool touch.
But,
even though she wasn't technically a ghost either, but still.
Yeah, she was just the shadow of Nephrite, his soul shadow bullshit again.
Yeah.
But so just to recap, Nephrite's gone. Oh, my favorite part, before I get ahead of myself.
Yeah.
My favorite part, honestly, was when you said I'm calling the police.
Really?
Yes. That sent me to another dimension, bitch. That was
I know
everything.
I don't think I've ever heard you laugh so much.
I know. That fucking sent me. I think it was just your delivery was so perfect. Because I was like, I'm calling him Motoki, and you're like, yeah, and I'm calling the police. It's just so perfect. But other than that, I hate to copy you, but I have to agree. Ray's energy, her whole down with the patriarchy attitude is one of my favorite things about Ray.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, the crows thing drew me into Ray, but just Ray's whole I'm not taking bullshit. I'm a strong fucking woman, and only women can get shit done. I love that message and that power. Yeah. So I got to give it up to Ray for my favorite part. But to recap, Jadeite's dead. He was incinerated. Yes. Nephrite was electrocuted to death.
Yeah.
And so all we have left is Zoisite, Kunzite, and Queen Beryl, and then this mysterious supreme ruler.
Yeah.
And we still don't really know where the mystical silver crystal is, what
or indeed what it is,
what this whole past is, because Mako mentioned that she has a role to fulfill, that Sailor Jupiter is who she was, so that
Yes.
that hints that something happened in the past. We don't know what's going on.
Because doesn't Luna at one point saying you have to remember?
She did. In the last,
Yeah.
chapter, she said, "You have to remember Usagi."
Yeah.
So, we still don't really know what's going on, but the plot thickens, as they say.
It's heating up. We've got
It
four
is.
now, 4 Guardians.
Yes, and, we are not meeting another Sailor Guardian in the next episode or in the next, chapter. We're taking another little break. When next time we will read Act 6, Tuxedo Common, which means mask. But
Yeah.
this act is called Act 6, Tuxedo Common, Tuxedo Mask. So basically, it's called Tuxedo Mask, Tuxedo Mask. I don't know why, but whatever. But before that, if you want to follow me on the internet, you can find me at JustinGray22 across Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find me there if you so wish to see my beautiful, lovely face.
Which you should.
Thank you.
And you can reach us on Twitter at Sailor Manga Pod.
Yes, or you could email us at sailormangapodcast@gmail.com. Like we read earlier, we got so excited when we saw that review. So please leave a
Yeah.
review. Please leave a message, a tweet, whatever. We love seeing, that people are enjoying the podcast. By the time you hear this, we'll have several episodes out. And this is just so much fun for us. We're having such a good time.
Such a good
And we would
time.
love to hear from y'all.
I know, like genuinely, please just tell us your thoughts and if there's anything you'd, like to see more of, or just talk to us.
Talk to us. Even if you want to be like, this is my history with Sailor Moon. I loved y'all talking about your histories. This is my favorite Sailor Guardian, that type of stuff. I would
Yeah.
love to
How
hear
did
those
you
stories.
just your Sailor Moon, Sailor Manga, how you discovered it?
Yeah.
That's
And if you want us to, I would love to discuss them in podcasts. That would be so much fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. That would be great.
All right, so I guess that's all we got. Thank you so much for listening to Sailor Manga. We appreciate and love every single person who listens to this. And in the name of the moon,
we'll be back soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I'm opening my wine and
yes, do it.
I can't get the top off. What? Oh my
you
god.
gotta pop that wine. Oh.
I can't get it off. Oh my god, this is a disaster. Why would you get it? It's a screw top as well. It should be
ASMR
straightforward.
can't get the wine top off.
Oh my god, this is a disaster. Oh, it's off. Whoop.
Oh, there we go. Oh my god, literally ASMR wine pouring. Okay.
Right, I'm ready.